How's it going, everybody? Well, my video yesterday was supposed to have been 17 minutes and like 32 seconds or something like that, and I was tired enough that I did not realize it all did not upload, and I deleted everything I had except for like one part. And since I decided I was just gonna go, I was gonna have to redo it anyways if I was gonna put up a video of it, I decided to just go ahead and leave out the other part that I did since I'm more awake now. The fish are looking better and are moving around, have been fed, and so let's go ahead and get on with that. So here's the rest of what I got. This is just something that's pretty cool. I didn't get this at the auction except for the couple of the floating plants in here, water lettuce and frog bit. But this Liguigia ovalis, or oval Liguigia, whatever the name is pronounced. I just think that's really cool. I put this in here the same time I started up the tank I'm going to be putting the tiger barbs into, with that little tiny piece on the bottom, and that whole piece is growing out the side, and the one out of the top there. I just thought that was cool. But I put in some water lettuce into most of my tanks. You can kind of see the root structure here, nice and long and billowy. If you ever think of putting it in with tiger barbs or with lamp eyes, it will be short like that. They really did love it. I thought they'd love swimming around in it. They loved it, but they loved going around and giving it a trim. So most of the long ones got taken out of there, and I was able to get a bunch of them out. But I didn't add anything in this except for a bunch of floating plants, which water lettuce in this one, only water lettuce plus the duckweed that was already in it. And this tank I added frog bit that I got. I added piece of frog bit and a couple pieces of water lettuce in this tank. Like I said, water lettuce is in just about everything. This is one of the types of fish I got. These are swordtails, still immature. Looks like they came from a heavily populated thing just because there's some nipped tails and stuff like that. But I've definitely seen 3 males and 3 females, and I have 7 of them. So for $3 getting these 7 fish, I thought it was a good deal. They're very striking. I like them. One of the other things I got at the place was some dwarf sage. Oh, I didn't clean that corner. And I got quite a bit of it. There's a chunk of it sitting there to be planted still in that tank. There's still dwarf sage sitting up there to be planted in that tank. I even have some in the tank over there, which we'll get to here in just a minute. But I just thought this is really cool. These fish were out and about. First day they were all just hanging out in the bottom and the back, and now they're out and about and swimming around, and I'm actually really enjoying them. This is one of the 10 gallons that I got. My buddy came over yesterday, and I gave him the other one. But this was I got this wood. It was one of the purchases I got. This all in one box. It was that down there. I lost the video of it in the box, and then me laying it out on top of the terrarium, which I'm making a vivarium. But it's some nice piece of wood. There's like 7 pieces in there. There's kind of a water test on this tank too, which the seals all look good. That's why I'm actually doing like a 3/4 of a gallon inside my fish room instead of setting it in the bathtub. All the seals look good and everything like that. I just put a little bit in, see how it does, and I'm going to fill that up and use that to soak these pieces of wood, get them back down, and get them ready to go into a tank. I got to get in there. There's some weird looking algae on some of these. So these are all going to get boiled and everything like that, but I'm going to go ahead and soak them in here for a while and see about scrubbing off the algae that's on that. Algae is on like 2 pieces. That is actually a very cool piece of wood. It's got a nice little pocket in here where after I get it going, I may try to stick like a little bit of dirt or some Eco Complete in there, something like that, and like put some Cripwente greens coming out the top, because it's a nice little shell looking piece that's pretty hollow underneath. So it'd be good, like a little bristle nose, another little tunnel there, and I mean there's a couple really cool pieces. I'm really liking them. So nothing really changed with this tank except for the floating plants in it. Focus on. There we go. Besides that, oh, another cool thing is I got a new breed of snail that came with the plants, of course. So it's a form of ram's horn with the long, slender shell. Kind of looks like a assassin snail shell, the elongated form like that of the ram's horn. And I got four of them, and all of them I put into this tank, so that three of them have disappeared under the sand, which is good, and the fourth one didn't. So probably the fourth one didn't make the trip, but I got a new species of snail I'll be able to put in there, and something new to be able to feed to my puffers. Another really cool thing. This morning I was in here before the lights came on. All three puffers were in this tank. You can see the two of them right there. Focus in. There we go. And I came out a little bit ago, and one of them has moved over into this tank. There he is. So just today they used the aqua bridge and went back, which was very cool because I was getting to the point of I was ready to pull the aqua bridge out since they weren't going to traverse back and forth between the tanks, and I was going to use it to connect the 225s when I was ready to, but with like a filter over it so that with small holes, so maybe like the coolie loaches could swim back and forth between the tanks. The bristlenoses could use it to hide in the tube, but I didn't want them to come out the other side where the tiger barbs would be and get hurt by them. So, oh, I forgot this piece real quick. Let me go get this before I show this fish. I got some pencil fish. I got water just lined up along here to do water changes after I get done with this. I got some pencil fish. The guy showed up late to the auction. He drove 3 hours to get there, showed up late, and still sold almost all his fish. Gorgeous fish, isn't it? There's 6 of them in there. I saw what looked to be some breeding behavior this morning, but I'm not sure as this is my first experience with them. Got 6 of them for $7, and he said that they were retailing at his store for $9 each, so this is a pretty good deal. They didn't go into the auction. It was just that was his minimum bid that he was going to put on them, and $7 for 6 fish that I've been wanting. Not necessarily the species, but I've been wanting pencil fish, and this is my first chance to get some and get a nice little school at a decent price. So I jumped at the chance to get it. I wrote the name down phonetically because I was so tired. The name they are Beck 40 Eyes Variation Coral Red. So that was the species of them. The guy was laughing as I was writing it down because I had to ask him to say it 3 times, and he saw how I was writing it down and just started chuckling. He had driven 3 hours to get there, was going to have to drive 3 hours to get home, and he was tired too, so I think he got a kick out of it. Man, I'm shaking a lot. But I'm really liking these fish. The only other new fish that I got 2 new bristlenoses. I think that is one right there, because there's already one in this tank. That's why I'm saying I think. There's one right there. I don't know where the third one is at the moment, but I did see them all 3 today. I tried to grab the camera and get it going, but my daughter was in here and I didn't get to them in time. These are some of the other plants I got. There's a red Cripwente right there, and then there's a green form with an M name. It starts with an M, and I can't think of it for the life of me right now. But as soon as we get done with this, I'm getting in there and planting those. Nice root structures on them. I really, really like the root structures on those. It's going to be a little difficult to get them down, but all that underneath. But I'm going to try to do it without tearing it up too much. And the green, I have, it looks like 3 or 4 plants, and also 3 or 4 plants of the red. I traded with one of the guys. I got the red, and he bought 1 bag of the green, and I stopped bidding. I was like, okay, well, there's another bag. And then he started bidding on the second bag. And I asked him if he would, I'd give him a couple pieces of the red if he'd give me a couple pieces of the green, and then answer me, so I started bidding. He finally turned around and said, I'll trade. So I stopped bidding. So I got both types, which I'm very stoked about. The last thing I got, which is kind of why I'm doing the little update, is that vivarium. I've started it up. This is the hornwort. So I figured, you know, and I can, from everything I read, it grows in like toilet bowls if I let it. So, but I've got it running. I had a little pond pump that my buddy that went with me, HS Venom, gave me a while back. I had 2 of them. He was going to throw them out, and I was like, I take it. You never know when you might need something like that. I almost took him down there to get rid of it, and I got, when I got this tank and he told me about that, I started thinking, I was like, I wonder if that'll work. So, this is the vivarium. The guy even said that he had, for many times, he had this filled 3/4 of the way. Or, it's not 3/4, 1/3 of the way. So, I'm not quite at 1/3 yet, but I'm slowly adding some water to it and stuff like that, but I'm really liking the look of it. It waterfalls right there. You can't really see it, but there you can. There's a little waterfall going in back to wet that. It just looks like a hole right through. And then this cave right here always seems damp. I don't see anything dripping out of it, but I think it drips down enough. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I want to get some small fish and put them in there, or maybe move my puffers over into this. You know, reset the bottom a little bit, but because it's still cloudy. It had this brown sand in it, so I don't know if that's a desert type sand type thing, and I need to get that out of there, which I'm thinking I might do anyways. I've got enough sand left over, like that sand, that I might put this in here on the bottom. And I thought maybe, you know, maybe the puffers, or I was even thinking maybe some dwarf cories or something, or some Brigitte rasboras, or some sort of small rasboras and something like this. But I just thought this was cool. I decided to keep this, and I'm going to have this up and running. This light's not going to stay on it. That's the one that goes on the corner there. I just don't have a bulb for this yet. But that is basically my update. I got a t-shirt, which I don't know if that showed in the videos. It's a Sacramento Aquarium Society t-shirt. This is that shrimp tank, the 20-gallon one with the wood, where it cut off the last time I was saying. The guy said that the filters had not been running in a tank for quite some time, and I think he said the foam was actually pretty new. He had put them on there and started running it, and I believe he's got a job in Europe, so he's shutting down his tanks, but he hadn't started these filters up, so I needed to seed them with my own. So, but I'm thinking I might turn that into a different type of tank, since I'm now fish heavy, quite a bit fish heavy. Oh, the reason I put these guys in here before instead of the tiger barbs right off the bat is smaller bioload, just to make sure that this tank can handle it. As these guys get a little bigger, I'm going to be cycling another tank for them, which is, I think, this 10-gallon or maybe this 20 long I might do with a different substrate. But I figured this would give this tank's chance to really get acclimated to having a bioload, and by the time I move them out, I mean, it's quite a few tiger barbs to just move in there. So I didn't want to move that many fish in there when I could move 7 small fish in, compared to like 12 or 14, something like that I have of the tiger barbs. Although I was kind of thinking maybe turn the 20 long into a tiger barb tank. Just tiger barbs and snails. But I don't know. My plans are constantly changing until I get everything set up. All I really know is that I want to get my half black angels into this tank. I want to get the tiger barbs out of that tank. And I'm really, really stoked about that red wente and those pencil fish. Those pencil fish are just gorgeous. I'm going to show them again. Most likely everyone's stopped watching by now, but I can't wait to... I kind of want to replace my neons with these guys. All right, you guys have a good one.